And here it is, a 2006 Yamaha R6, one owner from new, only 7,000 miles on the clock. It's absolutely in perfect condition. Can't believe I got my hands on this. Unfortunately, my other R6 project had a bit of a close encounter with the car. Bike was a write-off, so that was the end of that. Just as the insurance was getting sorted out, this thing came available and I just had to pick it up. You don't see these with this many miles on it, and one owner. All the original bits and pieces came in a box labeled and everything, you know, so it's the dream buy. And I really like it because it's, you know, the same color scheme as my old R6, which I really miss, and I wish it hadn't come to that end. Was a bit injured as well, to be honest, like, so I've had a couple of months of hobbling about the place, which hasn't been a whole lot of fun. But, you know, anyway, so it's the same color and everything. A 2006 model instead of 2000, so a lot of big changes, huge leap forward in technology between the two bikes. It's pretty much that gap between analog and digital. I figured what we'll do in this video is just go through some of the little bits and pieces that are different and what makes this bike so much better. By the way, this is the start-finish straight of the Dendrad Circuit, home of the Ulster Grand Prix, in case you hadn't realised. There's special significance of being here today with this bike, because back in 2006, whenever this bike got released, Guy Martin, the absolute legend himself, won both Supersport races of the Ulster Grand Prix right here on this circuit. So yeah, extra significance. This was the year this bike was released as well. It was this model, obviously a little bit different for the race bike, but this model, the guy was racing on that day, and yeah, absolutely cleaned up, won both of the Super Sport races. What a debut for the bike here at the fastest road racing track in the world. You never know, this race might get back on. This is without a doubt the fans' favourite. The TT is brilliant and all that, but road racing's just that wee bit different, with the bikes all starting on the grid together. And when it comes to road racing tracks, this is the best one. Highest average speed throughout, tons of history, over 100 years of racing right here, pretty much right here. The circuit's changed a little bit over the years. So yeah, hopefully, it's been about 5 or 6 years now. Hopefully it'll get back on. We'll have to see what happens with that. But anyway, let's take a closer look at the bike. Now, there might only be 7 years between my old R6 and this one, but there's an absolute world of difference. Let's start with the most important part, the engine. The old carburetor-fed engine produced roughly around about 105 brake horsepower. This one's up to 125. And the main way that Yamaha has achieved that is by fuel injection and also a computer-controlled throttle system. So not only are we now controlling the amount of petrol that gets into the engine via computer and injectors, but we're also controlling minutely the amount of air that gets into the engine. The throttle kind of works the same way. It's still got cables and all that stuff, but after the cables, the computer just figures it out from there, ensuring that you get exactly the right amount of air into the engine at any one time. Now, it's not just upgraded power. The front end has seen some major rework as well. We've got bigger brakes on there, up to 310 millimeters from the old 295 disc. We've also got upside down suspension forks with loads of adjustability that the old bike didn't have. And this bike's also got what's called a slipper clutch. Now, in my old R6, if you were shifting down aggressively and you didn't rev max properly, you'd get a big kick out of the back of the end of the bike, as everything had to just match up again to the right speeds and all that stuff. A slipper clutch basically absorbs that, so it allows you to bang down through the gears. Doesn't really matter what your revs are, you can just let go of the clutch. If your revs aren't matched, that's fine. The clutch is going to you're just going to absorb a lot of that energy, a lot smoother. Obviously, it's still better to rev match and all that, you know, but yeah, that is a big difference, you know, when it just removes that kick out of it when you get it wrong. So overall, we've got a more powerful bike. It's lighter, the brakes are better, the suspension's better. We've got a slipper clutch in there now as well. We've got a computer-controlled throttle. It's great to feel the difference between the two bikes and experience that, you know, that development process. This bike is so different from the old one, even though it's only 2 generations apart. If you imagine like your iPhone 13 compared to your iPhone 15, it's basically the same thing. 2 generations apart, and it's a gulf of difference in these two bikes. So I guess it worked out in the end. You know, I really miss my old bike, and it's a real shame the way it came to an end. It was just a complete write-off, and there wasn't any way I could get it back in the road. As far as replacements go, this is a pretty good one. I love that it's another R6. I love that it's the same colour scheme as well. So that's it. Thanks for joining me here at the home of the Ulster Grand Prix. We're going to be doing loads of really cool stuff with the R6, so don't forget to like and subscribe. See you soon. Take care.